Hello everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am doing a study with these sketches right here. These are representative of roses. This is the same thing that I put out just a few hours ago. It's a small little quick fast painting with one brush of some yellow roses. I'm gonna do the same thing. This is just in a different orientation. The other one was long, this is horizontal. Vertical, this is horizontal. So I'm gonna do the other one's complement. It was orange and with a blue background, orange and yellow roses with a blue background. This is going to be, if my mic goes out, I'm so sorry. You'll start hearing the air conditioner in the back. This is going to be purple and yellow, two other complements. And we're going to do a purple background with yellow roses and yellow roses, yellow background with purple roses. Did I say that right? Purple background with yellow roses, yellow background with purple roses. Okay? We're going to do two different things. Shouldn't take long because it's quick and fast. I just want to see which one I like better. And then we'll talk about it. Okay? Alright, so I'm probably not going to talk during this. I'm just going to get in and do it. I'll show you what I do have. This is actually on an easel. I don't know if you guys can tell. This is on my easel. I just have you zoomed in. I have my value finder, which I probably will not use that much because this is supposed to be a quick study, not an actual finished piece. Okay, I have my color wheel. I always keep that handy. Sometimes mine goes blank. Over here on the small table, I have oil pastels. I have markers, pens. I'm going to use primrose yellow, black, burnt sienna, white, and I have violet and so flat that we're going to use for our purple jar of water. Okay. All right. Now, let me get my orange come out the other side. Okay, so for this, okay, there it is. For this side, we're going to do purple flowers with a yellow background. So I'm going to sketch this out with this purple because I want some of this dark purple to come through once I start laying in my lights for the end. And of course, like clockwork, my dogs have to start barking. I want this one to face that way, so I'm going to kind of close that in a little bit. And then this one's going to come this way. So I'm going to do the same thing. See, I just make marks that put your mind, make the mind go, that's a rose. I don't really go for detail, a lot of detail. And since I want it to face this way, I'm going to make this closed off cup shape right here. So like I get over here for it to face that way. And this one will be facing out. Okay? We have our stems. Okay? I actually have to stay with it. It's coming in right here. Actually, it's coming up here, I think. Yep. I think we have the table coming in up here. It's going to take up. I don't know. I have to see. I don't know if I want the table to take up more space or less space yet. I'm not sure. I have to wait till I start painting. Okay, and then on this side, for our yellow roses with our purple background, we're going to do orange because I want it to be dark when I start laying in those lights, right? So we're going to do the orange. Do the same thing on this side. Making marks. And it's going to be facing that way. So this will be my cup shape. Close it off. Okay, and this one's coming this way. So again, my cup shape. Stick with the center. And close off. Put some pillows out this way. Okay? So use that right way. Okay? We'll do our stems and our table. And it's picking up the bumps in this cardboard, but it's okay. I'm not worried about it at all. Okay? And the bases are shaped a little different. I'm not concerned with that either. Don't like these petals I put out. They look like airplanes, so I'll take care of that. Alright. So I will be doing all of this with one brush. This little flat brush right here. And it's a cheapie. This is actually, let me see. It's a 3/4 inch, and all it says is China. It's a 3/4 inch flat. See? I think this came in like a Crayola set or something. That's what I'm using. Okay. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and lay in our backgrounds. Did I hit play? Oh, homework set. Thought I got hit play. Okay, so we're going to do yellow here. So I'm going to take my yellow, and I want it to remain kind of transparent. I don't want anything. This is a primrose yellow or golden, super bright. I'm going to leave it that way. Super bright, super transparent. I may start dipping into my matte medium because I like that a little bit better than water to make my paint flow and more transparent. I don't know why I like it so much better. It's basically, they basically do the same thing. I don't think one is really any better than the other. I just prefer the medium, matte medium. gonna have it sat at home at that table to late. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Oh my God, you guys see? Okay. I was standing in front of the camera. Okay. Oh, that was a shot. Okay. Get some through here. Here. I know people say, find your style, you gotta find your style, you gotta have a style, what is your style? Whatever the hell I want to paint, that's my style. Whatever I wake up, feel like painting that day, that is my style. Anybody agree with me, let me know in the comments. Some days I feel like painting trees, some days I feel like painting flowers, and some days I feel like painting or sketching buildings, sometimes I feel like painting at all, I just sketch and draw. But I do not want to limit myself. But I actually do not want to limit myself by finding a style. I really don't. I thought I needed to at the beginning, but now I'm just like, no. Because when I wake up, whatever's on my mind is what I want to paint. Okay, there we go. That's our yellow background for that one. Now, our roses are going to be purple. So we're going to have to lay in different shades of purple. I'm actually going to use my soap flat. Quick rinse. I'm not really worried about purple even being in this. Okay, I mean the yellow being in this brush at the moment. Okay, so we're going to go here and start laying in our shadows, or where our shadows will be at some point. Okay, and that's facing this way, this one's facing that way. So I'm going to close off this cup a little bit, and I'm just dipping into this lid. This paint is so flat, my golden is so pigmented, I love it. Okay, you don't need but a dab. Okay, and then we need to lay in some things on the front facing one. I don't have a reference in front of me. I'm just running off imagination. I do that a lot also. I paint from my imagination. I once in a while will use a reference as a jumping off point. I do not keep it solely to the reference. Like everything has to be line for line, dot for dot. I don't do that. I can't. Here it is. Okay. Alright. I'm going to dry this off. I'm going to come in on our face. I'm going to make a little white box right here. And this is what I'm doing to get a fine tip on the edge of my flat brush. I go in and I just, see, can you see? I think you guys can see this. I just go in and I turn my brush like this, loading it. Each time I swipe, I'm loading. And that tip is becoming finer and finer with each turn. And that's going to give me the little line that I need to draw out my face. I'm not being particular about at all at this point. Let's get some lines down. Okay. Right. Like that. Let's get started. Okay. Alright. Put my brush in the wrong order. Let's go with this little bit. These flies this year, guys, I don't know if you guys are having the same problem, but the flies here in the south are like insane this year. They will take you away. Okay, now let's work on our table. So I'm going to take some burnt sienna because I want it to have this wood grainy look. And we are going to lay in our table. And I'm not mixing good at all for this part. Because I want it to have some streaks in it. That's what I want. Okay? I want streaks in the table. If we can get them in there. If they blend out, so be it. Whatever. But I like to have a few in here. So I'm going to have to hold this board in place. I'm going to have to get some medium. This water just ain't doing it for me. This paint is soaking this paint up. It's jerking the paper. Okay, hold on. Let me get my medium out. Okay. And dab a medium into the paint mixture that we're doing. We'll mix some sienna, mix some white, and don't mix it all the way because you want streaks to show. If you want it to look like a wood grain table, you're going to have to leave a few streaks, or it's just going to be flat. And I like sienna for the wood color, but a lot of people like umber. Some people like burnt and raw umber. Some people go with straight brown. You can use a grayed out black. All these colors will work. What do you need, Dad?
Just came to check on you.
I'm sitting here recording. What are you doing?
Not bad. I just wanted to come and check on you.
Why are you giggling?
I found it funny how I thought that was a camera.
Hmm?
I thought that was a camera.
No, that's my camera right there.
That's the camera. So what's that?
Just the light. It's the piece on the light.
Okay. Go back to that one.
Sorry about the light changing, you guys. My grandkids have walked into the studio and the light's going in and out. Going back out now. As soon as they shut the door, the light even itself back out. They come out here to aid the quote unquote check on Nana. They came out here to be nosy and see what I was doing. That's what they came out here to do. That's okay. Alright. So I'm just pumping this in. I want to cover up this line here like that. Don't do another coat, so it's, whatever. We'll do another coat, not a big deal. You don't have to get everything covered up with this initial first layer, right? Okay. So I also want to take this and put it into here a little bit. Let's see what color this. Put it into the clear base. Okay. Alright, dry brush off. Now we're going to go back in and work on our flowers again. I'm going to take some of this purple out the jar this time onto the palette. Alright, so take some white because you want to go a little bit lighter than what we were a while ago. We were making our shadow color. Each time you come in for a layer on the flower, you want to be a little bit lighter than the last time. Unless you're working in the center or on shadow, which I'll discuss that in a minute. Okay, so we want to go in and just tap around, hit the spots that you think the light would hit. Okay, where you think the light would shine is where you need to hit with these. With your brush. And I'm just taking my brush as I'm hitting this flower. I'm moving my brush around. I'm literally going like this and twisting and twirling my brush as I'm touching the flower. So I get a different mark every time I lay down. I should have done that. I'll get a different mark every time I lay down. Alright, okay. Now we'll go in. The middle one. Just going to space it out so all the darkness is in the center and behind the rose, which we cannot see, so there'll be a lot of light on this one. Okay. Right, now we'll let this dry. And we'll work on our stem. And to make our greens, I'm going with yellow and black. Best combination you can have to make greens, yellow and black. I'll tell you, a nice bright yellow and a black. Any black will do. Okay, so that makes such a deep, pretty, that is actually green. I'll show you. There we go. It's actually a very beautiful gray-green color. It makes great greens. Just remember, yellow and black. Okay? And it turns so gray because I had a dab of that violet on my brush, or it wouldn't have turned that gray. You know, violet and yellow are complements, so they cancel each other out. So as soon as that little dab of violet got on my brush and I went into this green, which had this primrose yellow in it, grayed it right out. But we're going to use it. We're going to use it anyway. Alright, okay. And we're doing our stems. We're laying our stems in. I'm just tracking, getting my brush where the stem's going to fall. And then this one, I'm going to put it, not really straight now. Okay, and we'll get a green at the base. And this one, not so much, because this one I want to be turned just a little catty corner so that you can't really see the back. Okay, and let's lay down some leaves in here. Love that green. Okay, then we start working on our foliage. And I'm just laying my brush down and twisting. Laying down and twist. By getting these leaf shapes come off. Okay. There's some over here. Here. And like I said in my last video, I don't know how many of you guys watched it, my last live. You have to go to the lives and check it out. It's only 3 roses in this vase, so you're not going to have a lot of foliage to work with, okay? There's only 3, so don't pack it full of leaves. Alright. I'm going to brighten up this green a little bit and come back in. A little bit more. just a little bit. So you kind of have to pay attention to where you're putting your leaves because, like I said, there's not a lot of foliage in this one because there's only 3 roses. So be kind of particular about where you are placing them, okay? Because you don't have a lot to work with, so you want to make it count. Make your leaves count. I want to darken that one up some. It's going to be over another leaf, so I'm just working it. This one right here. Okay. A little bit of depth to that. And then we'll just have some stuff peeking out here and there. Okay. Alright. Don't go crazy on the foliage. That's going to mess up your whole piece. Going to mess up your whole composition. Okay? That lady, pretty much she's blocking at this point. If you've heard people talk about blocking in, that's what we're doing. But now we're about to get down to the nitty gritty. I'm about to go in, back over my, oh, they're not dry. I'm going to leave that alone. We'll work on the table. Flowers are still wet, so we'll work on the table. I'm about to go back into the table, and there's still some lavender on my brush. Don't care. It's not washed completely out, and that is fine with me. It is okay. Drag this in. I don't want it mixed all the way. Oh, this clip is not working. Okay. Put the little layer on our table. And I'm thinking, yeah, we'll keep this darker right here. Right up under these flowers. Yeah. Okay, go up the one bit. That's okay. We'll throw that up. Okay. Let's do some over here on this side. Right. We're a little more interested in this table. Alright, you guys, so I may even put some kind of, what can I put on this table? Some kind of design, maybe? I don't know. What do y'all think? Let's see. Just talking to myself at the moment. I don't know. Look at how darker under the space. So right here, just to blend into my shadow a little bit. Okay. Alright. From the flowers. Alright, so we have some violet. And we're going to go really light this time. This is our last pass over the flowers. I'm not doing, I wanted this to be quick, so this is our last pass. It's barely got any, you can barely even tell there's any violet in this white, okay? Super light. Alright, you know, wherever you think. Light, if you have a reference, great. Go by your reference wherever you see the light hitting. We're gonna have to make another pass. I actually take that back. We're gonna have to bump up our shadows again. But wherever you see light, you think the light's hitting, this be one place. Keep moving the brush around. Brush around. Okay. I'm going to do over here. This bottom one touched. We're going to go back in. Move our shadow color. And for that, I'm going to take my violet, a touch of primrose, start mixing all this in, and it's going to start graying this violet down. It's too much, now it's turning brown. Like that. And there we go. Start graying that down. And that's going to be And let that be for me. I want to see shadows. Right there. Here. Here. Ready to go. Here. Here. I'll probably do another pass over this. I should have done my shadows before we're doing that last layer of white. So we're gonna do another pass over these flowers. I did it flip backwards. Okay, and then we'll do another layer of white. I'll show you here, here. Okay. I'll show you here. Dry. And again, we'll do another layer of white. Okay? So far, I'm loving this purple on yellow. Beautiful. Okay. I'll let that dry. We'll work on our stems a little bit and our base. Okay? Let's go back into our green, yellow, and black. Okay? You want this one to stay pretty dark. This one. This is up under there. Okay, that one's a little light. That one's sitting on top, so I'm going to make this one lighter. And while I'm not trying to be nitpicky, I do want it to make sense. And I said that in my last video when I was painting the other flowers. I'm not trying to be nitpicky with it, but I do want it to make sense. So where the light's hitting, make it lighter. Where it should be a shadow, make it darker. And I want that to come out lighter. Actually, let's get some yellow in there. Okay. Okay, this is under, so I'm going to stick with graying this out. Just going to stay dark. So this is under the flower. Just add some yellow mix just to give it some interest, take it up a notch. So it's not so dull. Okay. And my base is probably crooked, but I do not care right now. It's okay. I'm not going for perfection. We're leaning into just having fun. Okay? Alright, and we may do another layer over the leaves also. Now let's go on the base. Actually, I'm going to hit it with the dryer real quick. Let's hit it with the dryer, and I'll be right back. I'll put you on a pause. That way we can really dive into our finishing touches. Make sure everything's dry, and we can get that done and move on to the next one. Because we are going on 30 minutes for one set of flowers, and that's too long. For fun and fast, 30 minutes is too long. Okay? I'm getting nitpicky, and I can feel it. Put you on a pause. I may have to do a part 2 because I started hitting it with a dryer, and I don't know if I blew a fuse inside the house. I don't know if somebody hit a transformer box outside because the dogs started working. I don't know. We've lost power. So all my lights have gone down. Everything's gone out. The air, can't be out here without air. So I'm going to cut it for now. And I'll probably go ahead and just put this up so you guys can see. And maybe if you want to play along, you can catch up with me. And then when part 2 comes out, we'll finish it up. Okay? All right. You guys have a great and wonderful day. Bye.